You might have seen me taking a saddle apart before, either this saddle or a Facebook Live I've done, but I haven't shown you how to put the saddle back together. So that's what we're going to do now with this Piccolo Ferrara. So this is the standard Ghost range where the seat includes the flaps. So we have the base where we've removed both the panels and the seat. I'll put the seat back on first. One of the first things I do, and you may find it useful to do this when removing it as well, but I'm going to flip the rim of the cantle. This makes it an awful lot easier to be able to line it up at the back, as you've got Velcro both behind the cantle and in front of it. So I could stand here and guess at it, but normally when I do it from this angle I get it wrong. So I'm going to do it from here, and I'm setting that cantle just a little bit. We've got just about a finger's breadth under there, and I'm trying to set that as level as possible. And I'm going to move around the back, and I'm going to just feel the seam here as to whether I've got that symmetrically onto the seat. It feels like I have. So where it's just lightly stuck itself down, I'm going to peel it back up, and if I move this around, we have a curved surface we're pushing this onto. So you need to push this seat in as you put it down, and then check that it's straight. This has already drifted off a little bit this way. I check it. Actually, no, that's okay. It's just not sticking down as well on that side. It's all fine. It's all, margins of error. So stick that down all the way to the front. I'm not totally happy with that because it's looking longer than the base at the front, which it can't be because I've set it correctly at the back. So I'm just going to undo that. Make sure again that I've got that stuck well down. Keep an eye on the front. And that is a bit better at the front. Go back, check these seams. Yes, that's nicely symmetrical. Yeah, we have got a gap there. So there is a gap in the Velcro here. So this is where you just need to make sure, line it up roughly at the front, keep your hand underneath just to stop it sticking before you want it to, and then push it back and stick it down. That feels pretty good. That looks, it's not quite straight. I thought it was to begin with. Just going to lift that up a little bit. And in many ways this is easier on a table, but this is what I tend to do my demos on. So what you would want to do is put a folded blanket down on the table, get a horse rug or something like that. So I'm going to check where these seams are sitting on either side at the back. They feel pretty good. So it's just at the front I haven't got it quite right. There, I'm happy with that. That's straight. So get rid of the spatula, and the first thing I'll do is flip that cantle down. Just do it nice and gently. Takes a little bit of strength. If you haven't got strong hands, get somebody else to help you with it. And as you're doing it, just try and make sure that that tab doesn't stick down until you've got that cantle pushed on, and you'll see that's sitting quite flush. There's no gap. I have to move that to actually get my finger under it, so I'm really pleased with that. I am a bit cack-handed, so I'm genuinely quite pleased with that. And then we can stick all the Velcro bits down. So let's pop the tabs there. Don't need to worry too much about exactly where they go. Try and make them symmetrical, but otherwise where they land. And then these at the sides. And this is where you do have to push the saddle down a little bit. It will just sit up. So that is stage one. And stage two is attaching the panels, which is dead easy, but you just need to be quite organised about it and think what you're doing. So they need to be symmetrical, they need to be the right width apart, and they need to be placed correctly front to back. Now my reference point is always this piping at the back. I want my panels to sit, it's that tiny bit out from the back of the cantle. A couple of mil here and there is not going to make any difference. and you may have a particular situation where your horse requires a different setup. This is a standard setup. So we will start with one panel and the saddle fit a second pair of hands. So we'll turn that over, and I have the right panel. Move everything out of the way, try and line it up at the back. Now, I don't know how much of this you can see, but there are seams here coming through the middle of the saddle, front to back, and you can use those. So there's one here, right at the centre, and there's one here and here which flare out at the back. Use those to guide you. But first thing I'm going to do is place this. I will show you in a second. And I'm going roughly level with the seam in the middle of the saddle in terms of channel width. This is a pretty standard setup, as I say. I will check it, I'll put both of them on and I'll then check it. So again, I'm trying to set them symmetrically. If you are taking a saddle apart, take photographs, particularly if it was set up for you by me, by Ghost, by another fitter. Take photographs before you start, get all of your landmarks so you know where you're putting things back. I do this all day long, you don't, and that will make it an awful lot easier for you. So, let's look sideways, the back of the saddle. Now I've maybe set them just a smidge too far forwards. I might move them back 5 mil. This one's just a couple of mil further back, but again, that is okay. There is just a small margin for error there. We've got the panels set where I want them at the front, so they're just sitting slightly proud of the front. And you'll see the width of the channel. How wide we set them at the front depends on the horse, depends on whether we're adding shims as well. And this, of course, is the reason for it being a Velcro saddle, not only to make it intrinsically like a component saddle, so you don't have to replace the whole thing. You can replace bits depending on the changes of need that you have. But it also means, and this is why we take the saddles apart very often, is that between the seat and the base we can add shims to help the rider. And between the base and the panels we can add shims to balance the saddle, usually lifting it in front, which is for the benefit of both horse and rider. If your saddle is not in balance, then we can't really start getting it to fit you correctly. Again, there's a little bit of leeway as to what is correct and what works for that particular combination. But yeah, that saddle balance is critical. So that is how to put back together your standard Ghost saddle. And this is the Piccolo Ferrara.